Hey everyone, today we're just gonna have a short episode, but I did want to do one more before the end of the week, so as I am really trying to get this data set prepared. Um, so yeah, basically today what we're going to do is, oh yeah, so basically from the last kind of thing we did was run this. I was able to get all the files uploaded to the new Google GCP cloud project slash bucket. So that was good. Um, Now I am just gonna verify that some of the Colorado ones, uh, or some of the Colorado and Western gauges do have the SNOTEL info. Um, and so yeah, we're just going to do a quick verification, saying probably just right within this notebook too. And then we'll commit some of this code, etc., etc. Actually, I'll commit this probably to the Terraform stuff now, because I've gone kind of behind on what I've committed. So, um, just a reminder, this was the basic kind of Terraform outline we had created just to do that kind of basic stuff. So, we'll just push that. And yeah, that should be good then. So now we'll just go back to here, and I'm gonna actually clear this. You can see here's the output of it copying everything. I did have a small error on that line the other night, but luckily I fixed it before the environment was cleared. So here I'm just going to do um, this isn't an automated test, but essentially it's just kind of a test case slash sanity check to make sure that the data was correct for the Western types of gauges. So I'm to make sure it was there. So we'll just take a random Western gauge. I know Kern is one. Uh, so it should be there and should have SNOTEL data. Um, so, yeah, I was actually in California near the Kern not too long ago. So yeah, we'll just use this gauge, I guess. Um, though, is this the actual gauge? There might be multiple ones. It looks actually kind of like an odd gauge. Um, okay, we won't do that one then. So there are multiple gauges along the Kern, but yeah, the idea of this is just to take a gauge we know is in the west and should be near the SNOTEL data, um, and then make sure that the SNOTEL data was attached to that gauge. So we're just gonna do that. What? Is there no data for the Kern? I don't know. Did they discontinue all the gauges for it? It's kind of crazy, actually. Not finding a gauge. Maybe this one. Okay, so this looks like one that's actually up and running and should be in our data set. So I'm just going to quickly check to make sure it actually was uploaded to the metadata. So it looks like it was, which is good. So we'll just check that out. So we'll quickly just rerun this part. This is just the authentication code. Well, actually, it's that line too, but I'm doing it just to kind of authenticate. What are my dogs barking at? I don't know. Anyways, so we'll quickly do that, and then we'll just do gsutil CP, and then it should be, I think it's then like metadata slash result data, or maybe result meta, or we'll just copy from there. Just do that. Oh, oops. Yeah, that should be GS. Okay, so it looks like I copied that. I'll just quickly well, we can run this cell too. That will import the JSON, and then we can just quickly check to see that it looks correct with the Snowtel data. So, oops, no, I don't want to do that there. Code. So now, damn it, go away. So I'll go see with open content as f JSON dot loads. Okay, so f just do that. Kern. Okay, so let's just see. I think we put it under Snowtel, right? Okay, so it does have that. So it looks like it says the closest Snowtel to the gauge is this bristlecone one. So I'm just gonna check that that's correct. Snowtel. Quit doing that. So bristlecone trail. And let's see. I'm gonna quickly. So it does look. Oh, it says it's in Nevada actually. It'd be good to just see a map of that snow flow. So yeah, it looks like that one is. It says it's in Nevada, just north of there. Looks like just north of Vegas area. So it's that really the closest one to this. I'm gonna see then where this one is on the map. So it's kind of hard to believe there wouldn't be one that's closer, because that's actually a pretty far distance. So we saw that things, it looks like it's right around there, whereas this one is, whereas the gauge is here. I mean, is there really no Snowtel data for there? Where's that other map? Snowtel. Oh, it's like Powder Lines is the one we're using, I guess. They had a nice map of all the Snowtel ones. I guess not, actually. Yeah, maybe not. Though, yeah, I think if we look here, I mean, truthfully, though, probably these are affecting. My guess would be these are affecting the gauge more than these ones. So that might be a problem with kind of just picking the closest one distance-wise. So my guess is that these, the drainage from here I don't think actually crosses there. I'd have to look at a drainage map though. Um, oh, there's a good one. Yeah, see, I think though the problem with using the snowpack data from there, in this case, is those are in what I think are kind of that Great Basin drainage area, so they don't actually snow from there. I think doesn't. Where's the fuck's the picture? God, I hate these stupid sites. Like, I just want to see the picture. I don't want to see this dig bullshit. Um, copy image link. Okay, so it's not very high resolution, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that that because yeah, the Sierra Nevadas divide off that way. So I mean, my guess is the Kern wouldn't get any of the water from here. So even though those, so this actually is a good example of that problem we're talking about. Is that even though that might be the closest one, let's get the gauge site again. Um, yeah, I mean, there's pretty much no way I'd say that that water is going, the snowpack from there is going to end up draining into there. So, I don't know how to kind of deal with that though for the majority of them without the, without, without kind of looking at the, without improving, I guess, the algorithm a bit, because like we're just using the closest one, but so yeah, I guess that's something to think about there. uh I'm gonna write like something like issue, maybe actually, because I mean the code did what it was supposed to do, but there might be a flaw in our logic. um I'll just quickly describe this. So I'll just do that so I know that. I don't know how much of, and again, I think there is going to be some issue with that, like when looking at, um, yeah, I mean, some of the other sites too, the Continental Divide, and then, I mean, you have these then kind of like mini divides of where things drain and stuff. So I mean the all most of the snow that falls in this area is not going to drain into gauges on that side. And similarly, of course, with this, like on the Colonel Divide, you could have a similar issue. So yeah, I don't know exactly how to fix that. Um, so I guess that's a limitation, um, but yeah, it looks like it did get the closest gauge, but it's just then a question in those terms of whether this thing makes sense, or the way where we wrote the underlying algorithm makes sense, which it might not given the current thing. But I can't think. The problem is I can't think of a like simple way of then fixing that. So Okay, so that's that. I mean, let's just for a second assume though that that metadata is going to be the kind of final metadata. So I'll go back to here and okay, wait, no, these are the wrong pages. Public data sets. No, FlowDB. Snow water equivalent. So, um, so, so in any case, I mean, there we got essentially the metadata again. What probably actually might make sense, because we know that even with the metadata change, is when we do the large historical scrape to also stash the results of the scrape from the snowpack separately before we do the join, because then if we then end up changing some of the stations, we have them kind of stashed, and then someone could, and then if we throw them in BigQuery, then in series someone could then join them themselves if they thought there was a more accurate snowtell site for that date range. So maybe I'll just do that. So so yeah, I guess that can be the idea of that. And then like, and I mean, there are also things when we do this that people might want to join multiple basins together, say in BigQuery for like forecast. They might try like forecast on two gauges at once or something. Um, anyways, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean the thing ran. It ran correctly. There's still just that issue of the closest site being simplistic, but I think for now I'll just kind of move ahead, and then maybe once the data set is built, we can look into more of mapping, figuring, because there's no easy algorithm, I think, just to show what would be the closest like drainage basin or the best drainage site. Anyways, so um okay, so that's done. Then we could go to the BigQuery. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna do that yet. Um, but then the next step essentially will be to where is it? Yeah, right. Essentially, write the code to. Oh yeah, there's another API I actually want to work with exploring to get satellite imagery of the different areas. So we'll do that next. So that API is um no. Oh yeah, Sentinel. So Sentinel. So we'll work on doing the kind of the Sentinel data next week, and then that should help with that. But for now, this will be a short uh episode, so we'll just kind of probably end it here. Um, so so yeah, we'll use this to then like get the, I don't know if this should be a separate, probably a separate notebook for this. I think for this, these kind of ETL notebooks, I'll probably then commit them, but then just in another folder. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to actually, well, we can stick that there right now quickly, I think. Um, call it ETL building. Yeah. So that's what I'll do, and then I guess like okay, so there, and then oops. Okay, so we'll just add that. I think the downloads, and then we'll just commit maybe, or okay, so we'll add that, and then that will be it for today, and then we'll come back next week, I think. So oh yeah, we also want this notebook in there just for the historical reasons. That way, if someone wanted to or we need to even in the future recreate it, we have them. Okay. Okay, so anyways, it for today. We'll be back early next week. Okay, cool. Hi, little Dutcher girl in her little world. Little native boy doesn't want to see either of you. He thinks you're both assholes. Super sad. Super sad, little Dutcher girl. Reed, you don't need any of that sort of thing. Why do they do that for native boy, but not me, little Dutcher girl in her little world? Chicken wire breast. Get out of the way, little baby, Reed. Shit. 24. Around 31.